Well, this is going to be a quick video tour of the League check-in app and the what the manager sees. So if you scan the QR code at the League check-in, you'll see this, and one of the things you'll want to do as a member is to go down and find your name and just click the checkbox next to it. So let's say you're Bob Feldick, and you click the checkbox. Your name will appear up here with an unpaid tag next to it. So just as a simulation, we're going to check in a few players, and you'll see that their names appear up in the zone up above, and we'll just get enough to make a few groupings. Now everybody that's on this site will see everybody that checks in. So that's one of the nice things about it, is unlike the other system that we used in the past, this one is connects back to a server, and then the server pushes out the data as it receives the data. And so we'll get a nice little grouping here. Alright, so that should be enough. So we got 16 players, and we'll get an odd number just for fun. So we'll pick up, let's see, we'll just pick up Cole. Alright, so now we've got 17 players. Now at this stage of the game, the league manager has his interface that he's looking at, and he'll be able to collect the money and change all these flags to paid. And so we'll see what he's looking at. He's going to go in, and he has a number of different things that he can do that it defaults to the check-in manager, and he'll see everybody that's checked in, and he can change their flag from unpaid to paid simply by clicking on the button. And as these flags are changed, it will update in the player interface, and we'll check that very quickly. And supposedly that will update on the player's screen about every 10 seconds. It'll automatically refresh. So it doesn't happen automatically, but it will happen. And so everybody can keep track of who's paid. And once all payments are made, then the system is ready to go. And the payouts for the day are based on who all is paid. So we've got to make sure that everybody's paid. So in this case, 17 players are checked in. The total fees collected is $85, and here's the breakdown of what the payouts are going to be. So once this is done, everybody's paid and everybody's ready to go, then the manager will go to the groups generator, and he has an option of setting a starting hole on the course. Usually it's going to be hole 1, but there are other options available. And he is going to generate groups. These are done randomly. So it takes the number of players, and it's like shuffling a deck of cards. He just generates the groups, and those groups now are randomly generated. These are the ones that are going to be put out to play. Instead of starting everyone on hole 1, which creates a backlog, normally what happens is some of the groups are put out on hole number 11. So we're going to assign a couple of these groups to hole 11, and maybe the fifth group might start back on hole 1 again, but he has an option of maybe putting one group like on maybe hole 13. So let's put one out on hole 13. And once everything is set up, all the groups are established, then he needs to push that data out to the players. And so by clicking that button, all the data is sent back to the database, and then it's pushed out to the players. And so the players in their check-in app, that doesn't really show up automatically. What they have to do is they have to click the little groups icon right up next to the question mark. And by clicking that, what it will do is it'll appear on another screen, and usually that's automatic, but in this case for the demonstration I'm just going to refresh that, and it pushes it out to the phones, and it'll show all the groups, their starting holes, and who's in each group. And if that's too big for your display, you can click on compact mode, and it'll show it in a little better appearance. And so it shows who starts where, who's in which group, and the groups can then disperse and go out to the holes and start playing. And then when they're done, of course, they can come back using UDisc, report their scores, and then the manager can go back into his management panel, go to the payouts, and determine who gets the $17 for the CTPs, who gets the $23 and $11 for the handicap pools, and who gets the $17 for the low scratch score. Now, at the end of the event, then typically what happens is the manager goes into session tools. He clears out the league session by clicking on that. It says, yeah, you want to get rid of all the check-in data and all that kind of stuff, and you'll say, yeah, I sure do. And then what happens there is that everything's reset. All the players, the check-in stuff, that goes away. See how that refreshes? It's all gone. This, when I refresh, all that information is gone. And then starting the next week, the manager will go in and set a new league date, clear out everything. This clears out all the data, and it's ready to go for the next week. So there will be a new active event ID, there will be a new active league date set, and the world goes back to ground zero. So that, I hope, is an overview of how the system works, and I hope that makes the league manager's job a little easier, and also makes it easier for players to check in each week.